All right, welcome in to the Week 6 recap. Um, this one's going to be a little bit of a longer one, and it should be pretty funny. So even if you're not in both leagues, please listen to this entire thing. It'll be entertaining. Um, we'll start with redraft as always, but we're going to change it up a little bit this week. We're going to have Nico go first. So Nico, kick us off.
Yes, sir. Bills Mafia 5-1 defeats Scuba Delinquent 4-2. Once again, the quarterbacks shine for Bills Mafia, accounting for just under 40% of their total points while leading them to victory. Even with DK Metcalf and Hunter Henry on bye, Bills Mafia is a force to be reckoned with and will be looking to make their first playoff appearance in franchise history. Scuba Delinquent knows the playoffs best, being the only team in the league history to never miss the 4-team playoffs. They'll look to bounce back and try to keep the streak alive when they play, no pun intended, next week.
Shout out to Stu for that one. He has never missed the 4-team playoffs in league history.
Pretty impressive.
Ben Steeler Virginity 3-3 defeats Gumpy Glizzies 1-5. After 2 lackluster performances from Ben Steeler Virginity, there's finally some light at the end of the tunnel. Solid scores, top to bottom, propel them to victory over a struggling Gumpy Glizzies team. Gumpy Glizzies did better this week, unluckily playing the second highest scorer. Either way, it would have been hard for them to dig themselves out of this hole, and it's looking like they'll be preparing for weeks 15 and 16.
Leftist Tears 2-4 defeats Washington Rednecks 3-3. History repeats itself. Leftist Tears had never lost to the Washington Rednecks in the history of the league, totaling a record of 6-0. This week, that record was extended to 7-0 in an electric matchup with both teams scoring over 125 points. Leftist Tears finally gets the long-deserved win and the great performance from Derrick Henry that we're used to. The Washington Rednecks, on the other hand, had been very unlucky for a while, and it continues here. At least they're still in position to make a playoff run.
All right, get ready, Nico.
Yep.
No pun intended. 3-3 defeats Nico's league 3-3. Absolute barn burner. What a crazy game between these two. I don't think we'll see a better game all year, including the championship, Nico. I just cannot believe the enormous, tremendous, exuberant, unboundingly gargantuan amount of points that were scored in this ball game. If your sarcasm detector is the same as Bill Belichick's, please accept my condolences because in reality, this was the shittiest game of all time. Well, actually the second shittiest. In league history, this game has the second lowest total amount of points scored, less than 2 points higher than the lowest, which was back in 2017. To put that into perspective, if you combined Nico's league and NPI's scores into one team this week, 2 teams would have beaten them, and 2 would have come extremely close. Here's to hoping something like this never happens again. I would also like to point out that NPI, though scoring the second least amount of points this week, was the only team in the Belichick division to win.
Wow. Yeah, dude.
What a crazy game.
Dude, everybody was just scoring like 2 points, 3 points. None of my QBs really did anything this week. It was like, what the hell is going on right now?
All right, Week 7 power rankings for Redraft League. Starting at the bottom, not moving, Gumpy Glizzies. At number 7, not moving, no pun intended. At number 6, moving down 2 spots, Scoob the Delinquent. At number 5, moving up 1 spot, Ben Steeler Virginity. At number 4, moving down 1 spot, Nico's League. At number 3, moving up 2 spots, Leftist Tears. At number 2, moving down 1 spot, Washington Rednecks. And finally dethroning the Washington Rednecks to be the first different team to take the number 1 spot this year, moving up 1 spot, Bills Mafia. Nico, your thoughts on the power rankings?
Hey, I'm just got to say congratulations to Bills Mafia being a really good team this year, as kind of what I put it at. He didn't do so well last year and kind of made his way, and he's got a really strong team this year. I will say that.
He's never made the playoffs in franchise history, so he's looking to turn that around this year. Playoff probabilities. So seeds 1, 2, and 3 out of 100,000 simulations. Washington Rednecks 44.5%, Bills Mafia 94.1%, Scuba Delinquent 69.3%, Nico's League 31.5%, No Punt Intended 26.3%, Ben Steeler Virginity 25.2%, Leftist Tears 9.1%, and Gumpy Glizzy's coming in at a fat goose egg 0.0%.
Sorry, Gump.
Ladder probabilities. Seeds 4, 5, and 6. Washington Rednecks 47.7%, Bills Mafia 5.9%, Scuba Delinquent 29.1%, Nico's League 50.9%, No Punt Intended 46.9%, Ben Steeler Virginity 54.9%, Leftist Tears 54.3%, and Gumpy Glizzy's 10.2%. So there's still hope for Gump. A 10.2% hope.
Every week just keeps going down by the number.
New segment for redraft. We had this segment for Dynasty last week, but new for redraft now. Some playoff scenarios are in play this next week. So Bills Mafia can clinch dry land with a win. That's all they need to do. Win, and they will not be playing in the last place game. Scuba Delinquent can do the same with a win and a Washington Rednecks win. And then our Week 7 game of the week is Scuba Delinquent 4-2 versus No Punt Intended 3-3. Although both of these teams had down weeks, this game should be electric and will have a lot to say in determining the playoff seeding.
And I feel like that
right.
game alone too, they're always trash talking each other, so I'll actually be ready to see who wins that game.
Yeah, it's the fantasy poker thing where, you know, Stu always beats Lance in fantasy, and Lance always takes Stu's money in poker.
That's funny.
All right, moving into Dynasty. Nico's Dream Team, 4-2, defeats Gump Dynasty, 0-6. The woes for Gump Dynasty continue. This is now the 6th week that Gump Dynasty has scored one of the worst 2 scores in the league, and we've only played 6 weeks. Surely they'll be looking forward to next year's drafts, given the fact they'll likely have every top pick. Gaining a second rounder by trading Jalen Rieger, Gump Dynasty has already started positioning themselves for the rebuild. This is the worst situation possible for Gump Dynasty, and there's not one person in America other than maybe Joe Biden who would want that squad. I would say Gump Dynasty is the Detroit Lions of our Dynasty League, but that would be an insult to the Lions.
Yeah.
As for Nico's League, good job. Keep it up, kid.
Thank you, G. Stratton, Achman, and Sink 5-1 defeats I Am They 4-2. Behind the Deshaun Watson, Will Fuller connection, Stratton, Achman, and Sink rolls on to victory over I Am They in the game of the week. Stratton, Achman, and Sink didn't even need Kenyon Drake's 28-point performance to score over 145 points. I Am They, on the other hand, puts up just over 100 points. Not exactly the week to write home about. Good thing for I Am They is that they only dropped to 4-2 and are still in position to make the run at the division title.
Sneezy Raccoon 74, 3-3, defeats Cumber Dynasty 1-5. Fantasy football is like poker in the sense that it is around 10% luck and 90% skill. If you subtract the 15% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, and 50% pain, you get 100% reason to remember the name. And that name is Cumber Dynasty. Apparently 10% luck feels more like 99% because Cumber Dynasty is now officially the highest total score in the league, but has a record of 1 win and 5 losses. We've seen unlucky, but we've never seen something of this magnitude. If Cumber Dynasty had 292,201,337 of the 292,201,338 possible Powerball combinations this Wednesday, you better buy that one combination that they missed, because that right there is your winner, Nico. Talk about the easiest way to become a millionaire. Sneezy Raccoon 74 avoids the scare on Monday Night Football and claims victory over the second highest scoring team of the week, whose name you should remember.
Wow. Hey, that is really crazy though. Not even gonna lie. Like, all right. Scoob the Empire 3-3 defeats Prestige Worldwide 4-2. After Prestige Worldwide drops a league record 5 places in the power rankings, they put up the second least points of the week. This week, Prestige Worldwide had to deal with the loss of Dak Prescott, Dalvin Cook, Noah Fant, and Leonard Fournette because of injuries, Russell Wilson because of the bye, and Melvin Gordon because someone decided to have a little too much fun with the NFL sponsor Bud Light. 60% of Prestige Worldwide's starting lineup changed from week 5 to week 6. While there aren't official stats on that, that is surely close to the most ever in 1 week. As for Scoob the Empire, an embrace from George Kittle has their hopes high going forward. Yeah.
60% of my starting lineup.
Yeah, dude, that
changed in 1 week.
That was very like out of nowhere with Melvin Gordon too. I heard he was going 39 on the damn highway, going 39 over on the damn highway, and drunk. Like, what is this guy doing?
Yeah, not a good situation for Prestige Worldwide. All right, we're gonna get into the Week 7 power rankings for Dynasty, and we're gonna switch it up a little bit. We switched up a little bit already, so we're gonna switch up some more. We're gonna start from the top this time. So at number 1, the top spot, moving up to Stratton Oakmont Inc. At number 2, staying put. At 1 and 5, Cumber Dynasty.
Wow.
They are 1 and 5, and they're number 2 in the rankings. At number 3, moving down 2 spots, I Am They. At number 4, moving up 1 spot, Sneezy Raccoon 74. At number 5, moving down 1 spot, Nico's League. At number 6, staying put, Prestige Worldwide. At number 7, staying put, the Scoob Empire. And we're going to skip number 8. We're going to go all the way down to number 47. So at number 47, moving up 6 spots after taking the Golden Cleat back home and beating Bedford is Monroe High School. And we're going to skip some more all the way down to 1,381. And even though they haven't played a single game, moving up 13 spots, the Boilermakers First Downers football team. And we're going to skip a lot more spots. And we're going to go down to 4,125, moving down 3 spots, the New York Jets.
Jeez.
And all the way down at 4,126, moving down 4,118 spots, Gump Dynasty. Nico, your thoughts?
Very unfortunate for Gump to be next to the New York Jets and in that area, especially because they haven't won a game either. But honestly, I feel like me and you should be
So they've won the same amount of games as the Boilermakers First Downers team. Look at that.
Hey, and respect to Monroe grabbing that golden cleat too back. But like I was saying, I think probably me and you should be up a couple more spots, maybe 1 or 2. But you know, like I said though, there's a lot of strong teams in this dynasty, so it's really hard to compete.
All right, playoff probabilities, seeds 1, 2, and 3 out of 100,000 simulations. Prestige Worldwide, 65.8%. I Am They, 53.2%. Stratton Oakmont Inc., 91.3%. Sneezy Raccoon, 74, 26.6%. Nico's Dream Team, 49.1%. Cumber Dynasty, 0.3%. The Scoop Empire, 13.8%. And Gump Dynasty coming in again with the goose egg at 0.0%. Ladder probabilities, seeds 4, 5, and 6 out of 100,000 simulations. Prestige Worldwide, 33.1%. I Am They, 45.5%. Stratton Oakmont Inc., 8.7%. Sneezy Raccoon, 74, 65.3%. Nico's Dream Team, 46.9%. Cumber Dynasty, 25.5%. The Scoob Empire, 74.4%. And Gump Dynasty, 0.5%. So, if you total Gump Dynasty's ladder probabilities and playoff probabilities, and subtract from 100, they have a 99.5% chance to play in the last place game.
Well, you better hope that
So
he's going to win
sorry,
that game.
Yeah, it needs to pull a miracle in weeks 15 and 16. Some more playoff scenarios for Dynasty League. Stratton Oakmont Inc. clinches dry land with a win or a Nico's Dream Team win. Prestige Worldwide clinches dry land with a win or a Nico's Dream Team win. Nico's Dream Team clinches dry land with a win.
Yes.
And Gump Dynasty clinches that last place game with a loss. So if Gump Dynasty loses this week, they are officially playing in the last place game in Dynasty. The Week 7 game of the week is Prestige Worldwide 4-2 versus Sneezy Raccoon 74 3-3. It'll be Pat Mahomes versus Russell Wilson in this showdown between one team on the up and one on the down. Nico, that concludes the Week 6 recap. Any extra thoughts or anything you would like to say?
I just want to say this real quick. Screw that Red Rocket Andy Dalton, because I thought he was actually going to do something good, and that dude literally sucked balls in that game. That's all I really got to say. I had a lot more hopes up for him, and I was very let down.
If Red Rocket wouldn't have thrown that last touchdown pass, your game versus Lance would have been the lowest total scoring game of all time in our league.
Damn, so it only came down to that.
Yep, it came down to that touchdown
wasn't pleasant,
pass.
but like Lance said, though, a win's a win. Congrats, Lance.
Lance actually got the best situation possible for him. He got a win. Every single team in his division lost.
Wow.
And so he bumped up. He was the only team in the division to win, even though he scored the second least amount of points in the league. That was scenario A for Lance, really.
Yeah, literally, and he literally had a low ass score too. So got that
crazy stuff. Absolute barn burner once again. All right, thanks for listening to the Week 6 recap. Nico, thanks for being on once again.
Yes, sir.
We will be back for Week 7 next week. We're inching closer to the end of the regular season here. We're going to get some crazy playoff scenarios in here. We're going to figure out who's playing who when it gets to Week 11. So stay tuned for that stuff. All right. Thanks for listening. Peace.
Peace.